It's been years since I've heard your laughter, and I've wondered if I'm to blame. But you moved on to greener pastures, but your powder charge left everything in flames. And I know now that I can't take the blame. And I get by on the grace of expectation, my head held high, the only way I know. But your dance was more than just flirtation. You signed the deed that took you from our homes. We're all here together all alone. And I know this wall I built doesn't keep you out. It only serves as anchor for my chains. And the pictures on the wall, they call us liars. We masked ourselves in smiles to hide the pain. And now I only hear your voice when it rains. And the writing on the wall never fades away. At times I feel as if I've gone insane. And the pictures on the wall show time transpired, a time long ago I wish I'd know again. But now I only hear your voice when it rains. And now I only hear your voice when it rains. Thank you very much. I wrote a couple of notes to speak from because sometimes when I speak about this subject, I go all over the place and I don't end up making my point. But the first time I heard the term suicide survivor, I thought it was someone who had tried to take their own life and didn't die. And after we lost my brother, I realized that being a suicide survivor pertains also to being a loved one that's left behind, to have to go through the pain and the heartache of dealing with losing somebody to suicide. When my brother went, there was a hole in my heart that will never be filled again. 5 years later, we're still dealing with that pain and that empty spot in the heart. And so after he died, my mother, Lisa, back here, she's filming the show today. We all got together with some friends and family, and we started a foundation in his name called the Brett Thomas Doussan Foundation. And the whole purpose of the foundation was to raise awareness of mental health issues and suicide in our community, and fund programs to provide resources to people who are suffering. We recently sponsored a showing of a movie by a man named Kevin Hines. The movie is called The Ripple Effect. And I don't have time to get into all the details of the movie, but he survived jumping off of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. And he went in the movie, he talked to the guy who rescued him, and he asked the guy who rescued him how many people he's pulled out. He's a Coast Guard guy. How many people he's pulled out of that water? And the guy said 57 people. And he said, well, how many lived? He said, 1. it was him. He was the only one that survived that guy had pulled out the water. But anyway, I want to talk about the word ripple effect, or the term ripple effect. Y'all ever throw a rock in the water? Yeah. Right? And when it hits the water, it creates those little waves that spread out from the rock. Those are called ripples, you know? And when we think about the ripple effect and suicide, it has so many negative ripple effects to it, right? So if somebody that you know dies by suicide, that pain that that person was going through spreads out through the families and the community and affects everybody around, and it ripples out, and that's one of the negative aspects of it. Also, it may be if somebody else that witnesses or experiences the suicide of one of their friends or loved ones, and they're suffering through some stuff too, it might give them the idea that that's a good way out, you know, and so that's also a negative ripple effect. So what we're trying to do up here is create a positive ripple effect. And Kevin Hines' movie inspired a lot of that. And so what we're trying to do today is bring some of these issues to the surface to let you know that we can talk about what we're going through, even if you think somebody might look down upon you because you feel differently than somebody else, or you're depressed, or this and that and the other thing. So our hope today is to inspire you, if ever you're going through anything, to talk up, speak up, because there are resources around you in your community to help you through it. And so we're going to continue on with the program, and we'll get into more of that stuff in our little breakout sessions and all, but I guess we'll pass the mic now to Miss Mia Borders.